All right, welcome to the show. I said we were going, and Steve said he wasn't ready. So, all right, you knock on the window when you're ready. Oh, he gave us the international sign that he's ready. There you go. Look at that. All right.
International sign of
Wel-
readiness.
Demonetized.
welcome to Wednesday morning. Had a great idea for a show. I even made this show yesterday because I got consulted with one of my knuckleheads and gave me even more ideas about this show. So, if you are sensitive, if your feelings get hurt very easily, normally I would tell you this part of the show, go ahead and leave and see you next week. But you need to hear this. So just go ahead and go get your box of Kleenexes, maybe a cry towel, plan somewhere after the show to go sit in a corner somewhere so you can do some yoga and think about life and what the beards had to tell you. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. Damn, YouTube just said I'm live on the channel. Huh? Damn, thanks, YouTube.
Getting better.
So that's then the next. Why don't y'all send me a message? And we are demonetizing your. I mean, they got the show about the book the other day. I'm like, we didn't even cuss. What the hell? We just talked business strategy and life, and oh my god. But the Friday night show, I'm not even monetizing Friday night because it's gonna be so crazy. Friday night show, make sure Friday night 7 p.m. Central. We're gonna talk every conspiracy theory you want to talk about. This is gonna be the Friday night of conspiracy theory. So I'm just gonna turn the monetization off, and we're gonna roll with that. We're gonna roll with that show.
I might actually have to join that one.
That's gonna be a good one, by the way. Yeah, Beth had to watch her. Or I'm sorry, Vinny Midge had to watch a commercial about how to set up a web page for it. Hey, at least you're smarter now, so that's awesome, right? So how many? 33? That's close enough. Anybody else who doesn't why are you up this early? Underground Gaming, I asked that thing too. And the 17-year-old dachshund that is blind and deaf, who wakes up every day at 5:30, didn't answer. And if I don't go let her out, she'll pee in the kitchen floor. So you got two choices. You're gonna clean up dog piss, or you're gonna go get up and let her out. Because we have a doggy door that she can get out, but she gets trapped in it half the time. So she gets mad. Half the time if she can't get out the door, she gets mad and pees at the door, which is even more irritating. Texas man that had to drop the kids off the pool. I know, right? I told her before I hit the button that you can't be messing with coffee this early in the morning. Coffee makes you go boo boo. It's terrible.
I get it now.
Jacob, yeah, we're the feelings police. Are you the feelings police? What? All right, so what am I here to tell you? How are you doing eBay wrong? Name of the show. You are doing eBay wrong. You are holding yourself back. Okay, so if you're a person on selling on eBay who uses the draft bank and believes that eBay, the great fairy in the sky, eBay goes, you know what? Seller A has decided that he listed today and he's listed 5 days in a row. We're gonna in best match search, we're gonna reward him like he's gonna wave some kind of fairy wand and go, you are better than seller B because look, you have listed 5 items a day. I'm telling you, you're doing it fucking wrong. Draft bank, using a draft bank that way is holding you back. You are doing eBay wrong. And I have one way to prove, I can prove to you right now how it is. Go look at your draft bank. Say you've got 50 items in your draft bank that you're going to put out over the next 10 days, 5 items or the next 5, whatever that number is. Your chance of selling any of those 50 items and my chance of selling this narwhal are exactly the same. Neither one of them are listed. Except for I know that narwhal ain't worth a damn, so he just sits over on a desk and stares at me like a fruitcake. You guys are actually doing the work and then thinking that, you're some righteous seller because you have built up a draft bank and you're going to participate with eBay every day. eBay is going to reward me whenever no customer can see it. So what if you're a seller that only items that only sells like 4 or 5 times a year, and in your draft bank, that one of that customer for that quarter comes and goes, you know, I think I'm gonna buy this, and buys your competition because you have it in your damn draft bank. I'm telling you right now, you are not rewarded. So here's what's actually happening. Let me explain to you what happens, because obviously I've been on this kick about business and really developing the business mind part of this game. Okay, so you've got your draft bank, and you say that you're gonna let 10 items out today, 10 tomorrow. You are just replenishing inventory. You're having sales and you're replenishing your inventory. You're maintaining your inventory stock. So that's all you're doing. eBay's not rewarding you. You're just putting up items and replacing what you've lost. So what is that doing to you? If that's your mindset and that's all you're listing, you're never going to grow, because you're limiting yourself to the fact that you're only putting up the inventory that you think, some misguided sense of participating on eBay. You know, yes. So I list to a when I'm listing, I try to list to $1. I'm trying to get to where I list 500 a day, maybe 600 a day on eBay, because I want to fail 500 to 600 a day on eBay, and I'm only selling a couple hundred. And so yesterday when I was listing, I listed 2 items. I was at $600. Should I have quit? No, I listed 18 more. I didn't put them in my draft bank. I didn't, you know, and beg the eBay fairies that, you know, if I only put these out on Thursday, would you maybe sell them in a couple of weeks? Or how about I put them out today and let's go, eBay. Let's go. Show them to customers.
The one thing I've never understood using draft feature at all, there are certain reasons to use it, but you've already done all the work. List the damn thing.
Okay, so John, flipping ain't easy. You know, I do a podcast with him. John and I agree on most things. He uses the draft bank. And you say, Beard, you're railing on draft. And so he buys items. He knows what they are. And so he builds the listing. And then when he physically gets the listing, he adds the picture and lists it. That's the perfect use of a draft bank. If you want to get ahead and stay ahead of your listings, because you know merchandise is coming, you buy off a manifested invoice or something, that's perfectly fine. That's a draft bank proper use. There are some features to it. But to think that you're doing I'm telling you right now, list everything you can list. First of all, if you're depending on another mistake in this flawed philosophy is the number of listings. Nobody gives two shit about the number of listings. You know, you hear people say, I've sold 3 things today. You go down to your local branch, whatever it is, take your pick, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, so-and-so co-op, and you know, I like to deposit my 3 items I sold today. I like to deposit 3 sales. They don't track sales. They're going to look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, if you want to make a certain dollar amount, you list to the dollar amount. This listing, the number of listings craziness is, okay. So I can see there are some exceptions. So James, the great reseller, a lot of people watch James. James got so many of them up there, and it's a numbers game for him. I get it. There are a few models out there that works, because he's put in so much work that it's, you know, or Josh Gall's got so many out there that he can. But even Josh tries to list to a dollar amount when he can. It's I
don't think somebody says they're listing to try to keep the algorithm happy, but I don't think the algorithm cares whether you list every day or not. I've never seen a difference either way. It cares about the quality of listings you have. It doesn't care about the number of listings you have. It doesn't care about your activity. Why would it? It's going to reward what makes them more money. You listing 10,000 items and putting 17,000 items in your draft bank means nothing to the algorithm. It might actually hurt you, in fact.
Okay, so a couple people are using drafts. They might post as the last time, but look over items. Like, I get that. That's no. I think that's just fine. But vintage memories, you're going on vacation. Go ahead and throw them all up. You have a better chance. Okay, so if I'm on vacation for 7 days, and I have 100 listings I want to put up over my vacation, you know, on day 6, when I'm putting up 10, 12, whatever that divides out to be math. We're not mathing this morning, damn it. I'm against math this morning. You have decided that eBay, which is a company that's in business they don't make money unless you sell your items. They don't make money. This conspiracy out there that eBay is hiding listings and all that crazy mess. I see why people think that, but you're putting human logic to a computer algorithm and a computer and a customer base that is really struggling right now with money. But anyway, um, so you're betting on the fact that the eBay fairy gods will go, you know what? It's wonderful that you have listed on your vacation for the last 6 days. We're going to push the items. When you get back, you go, well, I wonder why I didn't sell a lot of that stuff. Whenever part of it's only been listed a day or two, when it could have been listed the whole week. It's insane.
That's how I look at it. I've never I never have used the draft. I think my wife has a little bit, but for similar reasons, you're not set up to take the pictures yet or something like that.
Yeah, that's
That's the
perfect.
perfect
So Josh is saying the same thing. So good morning. I get that part. I get using the drafts because you're not got the pictures. See, I go the opposite way, which doesn't use the draft bank. I'll take the pictures out here and then I'll sit with my phone and make the listings in the house. Some of those just because it doesn't go through the draft bank, it's the same thing. I just don't use the draft bank because I do pictures first. But there's uses for the draft, but this false sense of holding things back, you never go. It's the same thing as this building. Those little things right there are not listed anywhere. They're going to Amazon today. Until they get to a warehouse somewhere and are available to sell, they're just money tied up in inventory and everything else. It's amazing. The eBay fairy gods. It's hey, welcome to the show, Harlan. Harlan said that you can't catch a fish if the line's in that's Alabama speak for don't use the draft bank right there, folks.
That's the problem with the theory. The theory either way is there's no way for any of us to prove it. There's no way to prove that using the draft bank works, and there's no way to prove that using it doesn't work. So the argument will continue to go on.
Here's the double-edged whammy. Your items are not available for sale. And I think the killer part that people don't realize is they never get ahead, and it's hard to meet your goals by listening to a number. And so they don't, they feel a sense of false accomplishment that, I've got my 5 listings up today. Okay. So if you're a part-timer and 5, I still tell you, you want to sell $100 a day, list $100 with the listings, whether that's 5, 10, 2, whatever it is. That false sense of accomplishment that you've created some minor goal that's in your head that you think that the eBay fairy princess is going to reward you for, and then you're going to sit back and bitch about no sales. Porcelain princess, yeah, I got tired of it. So the crazy beard is always real kinky, and I have to, once it gets so long, it has to be blow dried and all that crazy mess. And I'd done that for a long time, and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. And yeah, Joni had bought me some stuff, right? Some products, oil and stuff. I ended up being allergic to it. And so, yeah, I decided that that and then eating corn on the cob and having to beat down Franklin because he's trying to eat corn on the cob off my face. I'm like, you know what? This beer's got to go. This beer's got to go. Yeah. So, but there's so many things that we do that are bad for us, because someone's come up with a theory that's the way it is, and they don't look at this through the mindset of a business and understand it's economics. So what happens with a lot of people? If you make so say it happened to me Saturday. I went out and bought a lot of shit. Me and Tracy filled up the van. When I tell you, me and New Harlan, which is Tracy, for this weekend, it might be other people later. We filled up the van, and when damn it, get my pictures back. I'm trying to find a picture of the van. There you go. That's the van when me and Tracy got back to my house. It was insane how much stuff. Tracy had stuff in his front seat. He was holding clothes. It was awesome. I listed the 3 or 4 things that were the most expensive. All the other stuff's not even made it to the auction yet because I skipped a week. So none of that's listed. None of that's available for sale. I've cherry picked the greatest items. As I get to the other stuff, I'll be listing them and listing them. It'll take longer for them to sell because I have tried. I've subscribed to the theory to put your best stuff up, get your money back so you can spend it again. The other stuff, when you get to it, it will be profit, and you don't have any money in it because your recovery cost. I'm a card carrying member of that society, but a lot of people when you do that don't realize that. Well, I listed 5 today. They could be 5 of your weaker items, and then you're wondering why you haven't sold. I listed today and I sold because you get that feeling that when you list your good stuff, it is sold. And now your inventory, the quality of your inventory goes down as you don't replace the good stuff, or you list to a listing as I've got 100 things over here. That's enough for me to list the next 5 days. There's so much, and then not to mention the economy, for God's sakes. So it's talking to Jennifer last night, and she'd been watching Josh, who are the auction guys and the something brothers, starts with a B. Even they were talking about the weakness of the market right now for antiques. These guys are nationwide. They are huge. They run a real Billy been in business a long time with antiques, and their online auctions and their whatnot auctions and their in-person the Burner Brothers. That's it. They were even talking about it. The weakness in the market with the summertime and some of the economy and stuff. So it's for as much as everybody wants to blame. Does eBay have problems? Absolutely. Do they have glitches? 100%. They're not getting any absolution from me. They screw up as much as anybody else. But the economy, for God's sakes, they might be. I've watched them a few times. I can see why. They're fun. They've got great personalities. They have a lot of knowledge. They've got a good combination of stuff that really works. A family thing going. I mean, they cover a lot of bases. I understand why they're really good. I mean, if you want to look for how to do it, they're a good one to look at. They do fine work. They use a lot of different ways to sell antiques, but the economy. We're going to get told Thursday night how incredibly awesome the economy is. Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome, ain't it? And as they cut the mic and they do all the stuff and they try to convince you that you're better off than you were 3 years ago. Tune in Friday night if you want to talk about that, because we'll go down that rabbit hole. I'm just curious to see which mask they're going to put on, which actor is going to show up. Is it going to be Jim Carrey, the guy from England? Are they actually going to roll out the real one? Who knows? Dawn sourcing. I found some last night just out of curiosity, just stopping in the store, checking on something else. And I ended up driving to 6 or 7 stores last night after wings, just because the opportunity is there. But you haven't finished the last Friday night show yet? Come on, JT. What the hell, man? What the hell? But until, and the sad thing is, most people who are newer or whatever don't follow me because I don't know if I'm too mean for them, or they might have heard that I tell you my political. If somebody asks political, I'll tell you. I don't care. I'm not one of these people that's going to be silenced. Generation X. We are the fuck around and find out generation. Don't ask me something you don't want to know the answer to, because I'll tell you. Don't care. Don't care about your feelings. I was born without feelings. When your parents get divorced and all the craziness I went through when I was 9 years old, and then you come home, get off the bus, ain't nobody at home. Yeah, Josh, 100% people. Well, the absolute is it's 100% eBay's fault. It's the economy, and are they right? No, but there is a mixture of facts that create a perfect storm. And I think we're just in one of them things. It's a look at all the other retailers. It's not. If you want to get a picture of how online should look, you've got to pay attention to Okay, so not really the news, but pay attention to the economic data that comes out that talks about what retailers are reporting and what these markets are reporting. It's going to be very odd that if you have a weak retail market and then everybody to go, I don't understand. I got all my stuff listed from the bins on eBay. I don't know why it's not selling. Well, they have no idea. No matter where you get your stuff from, there is a weakness in demand right now. You're in a buyer's market. It is a buyer's market. If you have money, you can really do well with picking up good inventory right now because there are a lot of people that are reducing price. And so let's understand. Am I saying they're wrong? No. The answer to is when demand weakens, the price comes down to try to subvert demand because demand weakens means supply is up. That there's a downward pressure on price right now, even though the economy is terrible and inflation is crushing us and everything is. I mean, for God's sake, look at McDonald's and the struggles McDonald's is having in California right now. Larry, you're gonna have to speak in English. I realize you're from Missouri. English is not your first language, but I do like the fact that you threw a fuck in there. So there you go.
Yes.
It's so Thrift Daddy sold 2,400 last 7 days. And then there's so many people out there that don't understand pricing. So this is the next segment. This Jurassic Park. This is a 100-piece puzzle, Jurassic Park. If you look on Amazon right now, they're selling for like $13.99. Generally not something you can make a ton of money on. But when I'm at the Walmart clearance and it's for $1, I'm like, you know what? I'll throw it in the box. It's already going to Amazon. It's $1. I'll probably make more money if I put it at $9.99 because it'll sell faster and it'll qualify for small and light. But that's a different story. And you'll make more money by. That's the problem. That's one of those Amazon things that you have to explain to people that if I sell this for $10.99 versus $9.99, you make more money at $9.99. They will argue till the cows come home until you have to explain to them small and light. And it qualifies for small and light for less fees. And so you make more money by listing for $1 less. It's crazy. But okay, so I scanned the barcode. I found 2 of these on eBay. Steve guessed the correct price. I told you Amazon, they're like $13.99. For $16.95, you can get this one.
I'm good.
Can y'all see the red one over there? For $16.99, you can get them both on Amazon. This one's red, by the way. My camera's terrible. That one's green. Anyway, I couldn't find a listing for that one. I didn't look very hard. I just used the barcode. But on eBay, there's 2 sellers. There's no sales in the last 90 days. They are both at $13.95. I'm sorry, $34.95. Those sellers are probably sitting there thinking, I wonder what happened. We're the only 2 here.
It's a 100-piece puzzle, for God's sake.
100-piece. It was probably $9.99, $10.99 in the store because they had a little bit of price because of Jurassic Park. But they're at $34.95 when Amazon is at $13, $14. The price is way out of bounds. And if I come in and put this on eBay at $15.99 and be $1 above eBay, oh my God, Beard Picker's price. He's a price cutter. He's a price dropper. Oh my God, he's terrible. Look at that seller to come in and drop the price on us. We're going to get $35. You ain't going to get shit, but dust on your damn egg. That's what you're going to get.
Dust on your damn egg.
I just happened to see that one yesterday. Thrift Daddy, there's worse things than taking a small loss to increase your cash flow. That is a next level. You understand business. You got to get inventory because let's see what the Walmart wanted the shelf space back when they sold this to me for $1. Do you think they made any money on this for $1? By the time you've bought it, you've transported it from, I'm gonna guess China. and then it has been stuck in your store. And how long has it sat on your shelf? And you've paid in a manager who was resetting the store on there because it's in a remodel. So the manager was the one doing it because they had to do lower prices and they would have put on clearance to sell this for $1. You think they made any money? They got rid of it. They got a little bit of their money back.
Well, cash flow, like you said. I bought 4 big 18-gallon totes of baseball cards for $50 this week. Nothing super great in them, but he paid a lot more than that for these cards. He just wanted rid of them. They've been sitting in his shed for 2 years, 3 years. My brother-in-law. He didn't care. He'd rather have the $50 now, even though he spent more on these cards 2 or 3 years ago, and so that he can go out and buy some more stuff for eBay because they're starting to get back into eBay. And I'm the same way. You know how many things I buy and then donate to Goodwill or Salvation Army because it wasn't a good buy. I mean, I'm taking a total loss on some of that stuff, but it makes me more space. Some of it I'll sell on, say, Whatnot or something or whatever.
So Beth is here. Good morning, Beth. I miscalled vintage vintage memories. But y'all are not the same person. But there's opportunity out there, but you've got it, and that's what so understand as resellers, understand there's a great culling going on right now. You can't look at the sellers on eBay and online, Amazon, and whatever platform you're on. You can't look on them and go, everyone is going to survive, because if that was the case in real life, all the other retailers would survive, but they're all facing similar struggles. They're facing struggles you can't even imagine with labor and cost. And just think about this. Your labor cost is not really going anywhere if you're your only person. But how about the cost of labor? Minimum wage in a lot of states, especially out west, is $20 an hour. Look at the price of energy is up how much? The price of rent is up how much? So the downward pressures on profit and the higher prices of expenses in the real world are a death spiral right now, and they are over there. They are struggling. You can't expect that every reseller online is going to go, you know what, we're going to just peachy. None of that affects me. Nothing, because people have higher costs than their personal life. Oh, that doesn't affect me. They're still going to buy. I'm telling you. I've had this shirt now for I don't know how long. It's when I used to do a lot of Books a Million. I haven't been a Books a Million sourcing in 3, 4 years, 5 years. I'm not replacing this t-shirt anytime soon because my stuff is tight. The last thing I'm gonna do is buy clothes. What the hell? I'll just wear it another year. I can't be the only one that thinks that way. Except for shoes. I did buy a pair of shoes because the pair of Merrells that I've had since 2015 finally died, and I had to replace those.
We had a similar conversation 4-ish years ago when it's an election year. Sales were down. As soon as the election happens, hopefully things will get better and the economy will start getting better. And of course, right in the middle of the show, he hasn't called me all week.
What the hell? Such disrespect.
So, even if eBay's bad, there's other places to sell. Like, take Josh, for example. How much of his selling does he do peer-to-peer outside of normal business selling areas?
Yeah, well, he's done a lot of wholesale stuff, and that's
Right.
he's talked about that on the podcast. Todd, that's a wonderful point.
There's no middleman to sell. You're selling yourself to another person. So there may be a bunch of businesses saved by doing things that way. It's there's a certain percentage of my sales that go on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, so Josh, he replied, he said nearly 50% of his sales are off eBay.
See?
So the answer is not to give up. The answer is to think this through and figure out what method what method do you need to spur your sales on? Is it more platforms? Is it local opportunities? I mean, there's so much. Is it different buying patterns? Is it I've got enough stuff here. I'm just going to sell what I got here.
I got one for you. Collaborations with people I've met on YouTube. How many of you remember Chad Pagel? Golden Finger.
I'd give that guy a finger. That's what I would do.
Well, yeah. I'm doing a deal with the devil.
So Chad's the devil now?
Yeah.
Damn it, Chad.
I just bought 21 antique pocket watches. Some of them don't. Some of them don't work.
He's wonderful. I've been there. I a couple of years ago I was blessed to go to fly across Florida with him. He is huge into restoring watches and repairing watches. That is a talent and a skill. Chad is extraordinarily good at it.
So guess what? I'm sending him all of the watches in this box here, and he's going to fix them. In fact, he showed a picture of one watch to a person he collaborates with, and he may already have it sold peer-to-peer.
Nice.
I tell the stories. I've got all these shoes, and I might be selling them to someone else who's from the audience. But so Tracy went to yard sales with me, and there was one yard sale that he bought all this stuff. They were wanting
I'm getting scammed.
$10 a pair for these jeans, and Tracy got like 8 or 9 pairs and gave him $18 for them, knowing that his buddy is going to buy them off from him for $5 a pair. And so, he does. I think he's meeting them today. So he bought them on Saturday. He is selling them today or tomorrow and be done with it. He does this every week. It's amazing. Damn it, can't quit hiding in my damn chat. What the hell?
No, lag, it's not you.
Hey, I did list a pair of the Nike cleats yesterday. I shocked myself like listing a pair of shoes yesterday because they're new. Have I ever sold them or whatnot? But I have sold 3 times. I think Steve sold 4 or 5.
I'm actually planning another one probably next week. But it's
not.
all baseball cards because I got a lot of baseball cards. Lots of them.
Everybody does.
Oh,
but
well, Rosemary, if you're patient enough to build an audience, which you don't need, the myth is, oh my God, if you don't have a social media presence, you can't build an audience over there. That's horseshit. Go watch a few, learn what they've done. Over there, it's the same thing. Imagine that consistency, good products. You got to have just a little bit of a personality to talk to people because you're doing a live auction. I mean, you don't have to be like overly charming or whatever. That's where Steve fails. He has no personality. So there you go.
I'm not charming. That's for sure.
If he was a little more charming, he'd own Whatnot right now. So you got to work on that. You got to work on your charmingness.
Hey, no, he doesn't fix them. Don't ever take a shower with your Apple Watch and then forget about it, and then the next morning try to get the water out of it. Yeah,
I thought these things were waterproof. Are they not waterproof?
The face came off of mine before. It's 4 or 5 years old. It's an SE, but anyway, the face came off, and I took it to get repaired, and he repaired it, and then it came off 2 weeks later. So I put E6000 in there.
Hey,
so it's not waterproof anymore.
Eric, I caught you in another show telling them how much you love them and they might be your favorite show. Quit trying to suck up over here, damn it. You just go get your truck and drive it, and you think about the crimes against me you have committed.
Again, this has been repaired in the past, and that's why it's not waterproof anymore. And I forgot.
Yeah, so I bought this one a couple weeks ago. I've been wanting one, and it's the small one. I kind of wanted the big one, but it's a Series 8 that had been worn like 3 or 4 times.
I'll sell you mine. Mine's the bigger one. I'll sell it to you.
But $130 for almost new Apple Watch 8. I'm like, you know what?
How much?
They have sound effect.
130.
It was 130. It was $130 for a Series 8.
Where'd you get it?
Yard sale.
Oh, a yard sale. I'd pay $130 for a Series 8.
Yeah, because on eBay they're about 200, 210. So
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's
Look how much I used to wear. I wore it. I'm deciding whether to replace it with a cheap one for now until I, one of those generic ones. We'll see.
But stuff. Okay, so here's another great one. I tell y'all all the time. So here's a lesson. Here. Let me go get the item and I'll teach. Most people don't need this, but I'll teach it. All right, where did you go? Now, Joe, where did you go? Damn it! Who moved all this shit while I wasn't looking? All right, I can't find it. Hey, Steve, be charming.
What?
Be charming.
Okay, I got to show you guys the coolest thing I've ever found at the yard sale. And it's only, am I charming? Is this charming enough? This is only $1. And it shocked the hell. I don't know what it's worth, but there it is. I bought a rock.
All right, that was awesome. Okay, so here we go. I tell y'all all the time, you can upgrade your life at yard sales. So many people focus on yard sales. I'm telling you right now, even if you don't want to sell at yard sales, it's worth the time to invest in your business because you'll be amazed. You'll find an item or two that go, you know what, this paid for my whole time and it was worth. So what's the worst yard sale out there? Don't say pink yard sales. Pink yard sales are not the worst yard sales. I made a lot of money at the pink yard sales. Most people. How about the Amazon returns that are masquerading as a yard sale? Those suck.
Tons of them.
They suck. You come in there and it's all kinds of broken shit, and you go, you know what? This is where all the stuff that people return come that I've already seen once. I don't want to see it again. Well, we stopped at one. Too. We stopped at one, and it turned out to be that. It was a couple regular things, and the rest of our sale was all Amazon returns.
But even then, Scott, there is money to be made at some of those. There you go.
There's the Jaden's $15 Bluetooth thermal printer.
How much you want for it?
Somebody returned it, right? Somebody returned it. But let's investigate. You think they ever opened it?
This is an Indian artifact, Underground Gaming. It's an axe from who knows when, pre-Columbian days.
You think they opened this thing?
Nice. There is money to be made no matter what kind of yard sale you go to.
All the adapters in there.
Friday, I had the worst yard sale day in a long, long, long time. I only bought.
You think they opened this thing?
Nope.
Brand new Bluetooth Jaden's printer. $15. Thermal printer at a yard sale. $15.
I'll give you 30 for it right now, plus shipping.
It sells for $70 on eBay. If you want it, this is a good flip. 15 to 70, it's a good flip.
$65.99 with the label torn off.
Close enough.
I tend to hate those kind of yard sales myself.
I tend to
there's still money. There's still money to be made if you find the right item.
We were out of the car and I'm like, oh wait a minute, that looks like a thermal printer. Like I saw Jaden's on the end of it. I'm like,
just like storage unit guys, those guys are trying to move product. They want it gone so they can buy more product. So sometimes you can find some really good stuff.
I bought 2 storage units, maybe 3. I'm too old to work that hard.
I really doubt, Lag, that Jaden's is going to come after you for a Vero on that. They're just a cheap generic printer.
Harlan, if you have fake Indian artifacts, does that make you an Indian outlaw?
This one likely isn't fake because it's been broken, and the age on that thing, you can tell that's been in the ground for a long time. And the back is broken too, and it's all the same. It looks different on camera, but it's all the same coloring. And it was on a farm out in the middle of nowhere. They had no idea what it was.
I'm gonna have to call out Harlan today too. It's hard enough. He is aggressive reseller. He buys a lot of stuff. He goes a lot of places. And damn it, I'm in a thrift store yesterday trying to take advantage of 25% off because I'm 50 to 55 years old now and I get the discount. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. Damn it, if it isn't this old lady. I'm like, how can I win against both of y'all? I can barely keep up with Harlan. And now I have to. And I'm like, you were over here. So Harlan bought some bats and did real good with some bats. I bought 2 bats at the thrift store. I'm like, you're over here trying to get these bats. Damn it. They were trying to get my bats. Well, it was nice that she thought I wasn't 55. So there you go. She's like, you could have used my discount. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm already 55. They gave me the discount.
Speaking of Indian artifacts at yard, I wouldn't buy arrowheads at a yard, so you can make those today, and they look just like the ones made 200 years ago because they, it's the same technique. They're using the same technique. So I don't know anything about those, but this is obviously not made yesterday. It's been in the ground a long time. I don't know what to value. Anybody know anything about these? It was $1. I said, yeah.
But so the moral of the story is the more you are a business minded, the more you actually logically think through this and apply some sound strategies and not that it's hard. There's so many out there that teach that stuff and wholeheartedly believe that you've got to build a draft bank, that you're doing something for yourself by listing whatever a day. I think you're doing yourself a disservice. If you want to do something every day instead of taking the time to list a draft bank, here's an alternative theory. Go ahead and list as you list. And then, okay, so tomorrow I don't have anything to list, but it was going to take me 5 or 10 minutes to list the drafts or whatever I was going to spend to do that. Look over the items that are ending for your 30 days and figure out why they didn't sell. Do you need to look at your time is a whole lot more valuable looking at the listings that haven't sold and going, you know what? I need to lower the price on this. Maybe it needs a better title. Maybe I'll take more different pictures. Whatever it is that might make that item more appealing to a consumer, you will have much better results than thinking best match is the Amazon Fairyland. Chastity. So
good to know.
I've been living that life, because, especially when the beard's a little bigger. It tends to make me look older, especially with all the gray. So a lot of times they just been giving me the senior discount. I don't argue. I pay what you tell me to pay. You hang out with Tracy, who is old and gets the senior discount. They just give it to you right behind Tracy.
I've gotten it a few times. The grayer the beard gets, the better.
That's a secret. Oh, and by the
privilege. Yeah.
No, I forgot about this. I'm gonna make Tracy Friday be his debut on the internet, worldwide internet. If y'all have never seen Tracy in person, but most of you haven't. Harlan has, of course. He's an outstanding individual. We roll up to a yard sale and they have a this sitting there for $2.
Ooh, a Yeti.
Not this one, but one, the same black Yeti like that. And that, well, I can't show you the camera. The C9, what's this, a C920 or 922, whatever it is. It's $5. So Tracy now has a blue Yeti and the camera. So he's going to join us on some Friday nights.
Is that the original blue Yeti or the blue Yeti X? I have the X. I love the X. It's
Brenda, block the buyer and report them to eBay. That's all you can do. And then just move on, delete, ignore, whatever. I don't even, once it gets
they'll still be able to message you because they bought something from you for 30 days, something like that. But just ignore them.
Chassis, our thrift store is 25%, so 25% is 25%. There you go.
Wow, that's a huge discount.
I just always keep sending the same message. I honor all returns for refunds.
I got a negative feedback this week. They said it was some remember the Clairol we were selling that was like it's $40 a box because it's discontinued, although the colors is the same. It's just a discontinued whatever. They changed the numbers on. But the box had some fading on it, which I clearly showed in the pictures. It was clearly visible. And they said the contents were bad. Instead of getting the return, they leave me a very negative feedback. Of course, eBay's automated feedback system says, no, you can't remove that because, whatever. But I left a really nice message on the feedback about, they say in the feedback, we're going to ask for a return. And this was a week and a half ago, and I'm still waiting for them to ask for the return. I said, if you just would have asked for the return, I would have given you your money back.
I think if you offer free eBay, if you're listening, which I know you're not, you don't care. The eBay Fairy, if I list 5 today, will you listen to me? Thanks, eBay Fairy. I really think if there should be more protections, if you offer, they can encourage more free returns. Not only should they not be allowed to the feedback, if they do a return because you have free returns, but they also, if you offer free returns on an item, they shouldn't even be allowed to leave feedback until they've at least emailed or contacted the seller. That should be across the board. You cannot leave feedback until you've at least contacted the seller and given the seller
I agree with that.
And to make resolution because
these people left me a horrible feedback. I mean, it was a paragraph long, like, and it doesn't bother me. I had 100% feedback before that, and now I'm at 99. Big deal. And nobody reads them anyway. But
Dawn, that's a terrible problem. So Dawn's helping someone who's inventory and listening to this period. That's been a proven fact over I don't know how many years. It's been a lot. But oh my God, Eric said I had a good idea. I don't know what it is.
No, I agree with that idea. And I thought there was some talk at one time of them doing that, but they never did.
Because
there should be some attempt at resolution before feedback is left.
I'll make a joke with you guys, but when I'm dealing with a customer, I'll go outside and yell and scream, and then I'll deal with them professionally. I don't care anything. I'll do what's in the best interest of my business, which is take care of the customer. So I should be given the opportunity to do that. Half the time, I mean, there really needs to be AI needs to get smarter much quicker so it can determine. It really needs to. You would think it could filter bullshit by now and understand. The hard part is when a customer says it's the he said she said mess where they will. Was it Josh? Was it you the one who sold something and they wanted to send you back their broken one they bought it from you just. I mean, these people have no conscience. They have no, and they're allowed to get away with it because Amazon and Walmart and these other retailers have allowed them to get away with it. So we're suffering with it. Yeah, I knew that was Josh. That's insane. Steve, your Apple Watch is broken. Just buy one on eBay and send them your broken one because if they complain about it, you leave them negative feedback or you open a chargeback.
Yeah, you could. Yep. And they wouldn't have any recourse.
So the things you can do, folks. So yesterday I listed an expensive Square register. I listed it for $400 plus shipping. I made sure I turned that sucker on. I tested and everything. But in one of the pictures is the serial number. Makes it if the item has a serial number, record the serial number.
Yeah.
Can I factory reset this thing from the phone?
Yes,
I think I can. I'm going to try it because if I do want to sell it as parts on eBay, I don't want, if they do fix it, I don't want them to have all my shit.
Other things you can do which kind of help out to prove your cases. Get some of the highlighter spy pins, and it only shows under light, ultraviolet light. Damn, I'm an idiot. I just bought ultraviolet light when I actually had those little laser pens out here because I bought some glass. I didn't think it was uranium glass, but I wanted to test it. It was not. Forgot that I had those little pins. It would have showed me right away. You're a dummy, beer.
Yeah, it's about a year ago. I had a stereo swap out, and fortunately, I had the serial number pictured in my listing.
Yep.
And I messaged eBay, and they took care of it. They let me keep my money. And I guess they probably let the buyer keep that item. But I don't know.
There was a guy. Go ahead, finish. There was a guy yesterday. I was reading a Facebook group yesterday, and he's all mad about buyer. He sold the buyer a broken item. The buyer didn't realize the item was broken because buyers don't read, but they wanted to return it. And he's all fighting with eBay because eBay accepted the return because he has no returns. Of course, means nothing. eBay accepted the return and refunded the buyer out of his account. So he gets on the phone with eBay and starts yelling. And he admits to it, yelling at this customer service representative. This is not right, blah, blah, blah. And the customer service representative simply says, if you sell on eBay, you're going to have to accept some of these returns. It's just, what do they say? Cost of doing business, So he calls back and asks he actually asked for a supervisor. And then, of course, he claims that the supervisor says that they're going to write the other. I mean, just get over it. Take the return.
But the fraud is not. I said that's the part that bothers me the most is when it's obvious that it's fraud, and and you've got policies set up. So, like, say, if I sell something that's for parts only, which I rarely do, there's no returns on it. For parts only is in the title. For parts only is the first thing in the description. So if they don't find it, it's their own fault. I'm not taking it back. Oh, this didn't work. Who gives a fuck? You're a dumbass. But these platforms can easily see that. They can easily see the communication, but they are so lazy and so awful for the most part. The first time you make contact with customer service, that it's, but it's a he said, she said. Well, then it's a he said. Read what they said, dummy. They admitted they bought it and it's not working, and it's a not working item they bought. Tough luck. You're never going to teach these people if they don't. There's got to be a little pain. So
I don't know if that worked.
Black Sheep's giving you a hard. Josh, I think Doug and Roe, didn't y'all make it home? Y'all finally finished skipping your way around California, and you finally skipped your way back home? Oh, shut up, Kent. Nobody asked you anyway. Well, the problem is that the costs we incur. So like right now, I have 4 returns for why do I keep calling out big girls and they don't know the size of their ass? I have 4 returns on 2 XLs. They're 3 out of 4 are too small. They're too large. Then what did you order the 2XL for, you dumbass? On the package, it tells you what size it is. You need to know the size of your ass. That picture is in one of the pictures on Amazon. And so what's the big deal, B? Those are already paid for. I paid $3 or $4.10 shipping. I am paying $4. Every time they do that shit, costs me $8. It shouldn't cost me $8 because they are so fucking stupid that they don't know how big the stuff is. And also, it's underwear. They should never be able to return it to begin with.
You know what there shouldn't be.
Once it touches your bare ass, you keep it. I keep getting, so I've got these little 4-packs of underwear. Didn't like the fabric. Didn't realize this was not cotton. It was nylon. The first bullet point tells you what the fabrics are. How did you not know? There has got to be some pain for the ignorance. You're never going to teach you. If you want to change the way people return and people buy things, you force them to read. You force them to accept. There has to look at society today. What's wrong with society today? My generation and all this craziness decided that we would help and carry on with the damn participation trophies. Worst thing the Generation X's have ever done is perpetrate a damn participation trophy. You lose, you lose. You need to learn. And so now it's everybody. There's no responsibility. Nobody has any responsibility for anything. I watch car crash videos. There's never a video goes by that somebody doesn't say, the person lied. I had to prove it with a video camera that the accident wasn't my fault, that they did this or they did that because, and they go, Well, the insurance company just paid. There's no responsibility for them lying. There's no responsibility for anyone not telling the truth. You know, you do something wrong, oh, whatever. We're just going to screw somebody else. Yeah, but Kent, not everybody's allergic to that damn preservative I am. Not to mention that stuff smells like a pine forest. I think they figured it out. Yeah, there's no training. The first level of customer service generally has no training. How are they going to train them over in Indonesia or Philippines, wherever the hell they are?
They're trained. They're trained to get you off the phone as soon as possible and to
That's
tell you
right.
what you want to hear.
Yeah, but there's got to be some. I mean, there's got to be. We've got to get back to this where society where there's responsibility for your actions. You know, how do you make society better? If people were responsible for their actions, things would change. Need I show you California and all the places that are leaving California due to the fact that the theft is mind blowing out there? It's the society. A lot of our problems are because of our own doing. Because in our real lives, we have taught people and gone along with perpetrated the fraud on humanity that nobody's responsible for anything. Tune in Friday night and we'll talk about the world's biggest fraud. There you go. We're not going to mention that on this show. We're going to try to stay out of all the politics on this show. But Friday night, we will turn off the damn monetization.
Political
and we will let it roll.
conspiracy theories. Never
Whatever.
mind.
It could be aliens. It could be flat Earth. It could be elections. Whatever. You're out of eBay jail. Congratulations.
If the Earth is flat, how come they call it the atmosphere and not the atmosphere?
Oh yeah, the moon landing too. That's a good one. We'll talk Kennedy. Whatever.
I'll be on if you want to talk Kennedy. I got theories.
If they don't involve the CIA, they're wrong.
I'm not sure who they involve, but I guarantee they're. Well, we won't go there.
It's got to be the government because if not, they'd release the files.
When the Kennedys themselves believe it was the government, it's
Bigfoot
pretty hard
too.
to
Hell yeah.
that.
All the things. That's a Friday night show though. I might even put a Bigfoot walking a doctor t-shirt on. Yeah, semantics mean nothing. Read Josh Scott's. There you go. A fire truck is actually a water truck. There you go. You can call it whatever you want to. That's how they get you. They change the name.
Martha, I have not. It's a goal. It's a bucket list thing.
I've been to Dallas. I hardly ever stop. I just drive through Dallas. Open the Sweetwater file.
The problem is I've done all that in the past. I had a pretty decent sized YouTube channel at one time doing conspiracy theories. There's no money in it. And it's such a drag. And it would be okay, but the subject matter is such a drag on your mind mentally that it's hard to, but I'll talk about it on occasion. I just don't know that I want to do a whole YouTube channel again.
Like, so you want to talk about the fact that the dollar is not backed by gold anymore, and they bet all their money on the fact that they were going to tie it to the petrodollar, and now they can't control that either. That's what you want to talk about? Good luck.
I'd rather talk about Kennedy. Old school's conspiracies.
And we're 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away from seeing what happens to that.
I'm such an easy target.
So Big Dre, sorry that happened, man. There's an Amazon sale. just have to educate the buyer. Say, hey, sorry about that. You know, in order to make sure this doesn't happen in the future, please go through the cancel process. And that way, the seller will see it every time. It'll be there when you're shipping. I have free returns. Just send the item back. That's all you got to do. It's not. I mean, the stole money part is insane. Yeah, I've seen that on TV, Martha, but I'm on a mission. When I'm out there on a sourcing trip or going somewhere, I'm on a mission. I ain't got time to stop at anything crazy.
I would take the time to stop at the Texas School Book Depository.
Okay, it's got to be important in my life. So I did stop at Winslow, Arizona, and stand on a corner just because I got. Oh God! I'm like, damn! Did they dig Elvis up? What the hell?
What are you running your mouth about today, dude?
What happened? He switched spots with me. He's in the car and I'm in the not this time.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a parking deck waiting on Roberta to come out from a doctor's appointment.
You know what's amazing is he figured out how to get on. I had a hard time figuring out how to get on. I had to download an app and everything.
Did they change the program?
No, iPhone you can download an app and it's easy.
StreamYard has an app on iPhone. Yeah,
but it doesn't for Android. That interesting.
That's not for it. And so that is a simple explanation. Even though Apple has the wall garden and all that stuff, and it has to approve all apps and all that craziness, you're still only writing for iPhones. It's not like there's no foldable phones.
I can tell you it's a really nice little app they got for StreamYard for iPhone. It functions good.
No, it does work very well.
Everything was nice. The only problem I had is I tried to do it on my iPad through my hotspot and it was laggy. So if you're on a good internet connection with the iPad, it probably worked fine. But I wasn't.
But so Big Trey handled that exactly right. He stopped the FedEx order. He went and got it and apologized to the buyer. Sent him a refund. That's all you can do and get out of it and be done with it. It's
going to send it to the buyer anyway.
Tell us about it and we'll go. They suck, but we're glad that that's the cheapest way to get out of it. And then your item's not going to be destroyed when you get it back. Because heaven forbid, if that person is accusing you of stealing their money, what are the chances that they might not hurt your merchandise as well? So, and tell you,
even
it
if
was
they
Amazon
don't do
shipping, and you can't fight it. Yeah.
Even if they don't do that, they'll do a chargeback or some stupid crap like that, just because they think you stole their money, even though you're willing to refund them.
The easiest way is usually the right way.
I have a feeling that I'm going to get a chargeback on this hair coloring because they haven't opened a return request yet.
Rennie, Friday night.
Wait a while.
We're going to go way down the rabbit hole Friday night, Rennie. It's going to be crazy. This right here opens up the rabbit hole even more. I need to go to Tennessee at some point this week because I'm out of the other stuff. I'm out of this one.
I'm out of all of it.
I only drink it on Friday nights. I don't drink any other nights.
I never had any of it. I like my marriage more than I would like to drink, so she would not care for that. I agree with her.
You don't have them trained right yet.
I'm not planning on it. She might be listening in the other room, but
Where's Grumpy?
On one of his adventures, I'm sure. Who knows?
Remember, he's got all these cruises. He's down in Texas with grandchildren, so there's no telling what they're doing. So he did. I saw on Facebook he posted this morning, so he's there.
To be honest with you, the reason I don't have any alcohol in the house is not just because of that, but I don't like the feeling of. I don't like it.
I was much better last week because I mixed it with Coke Zero, and therefore I didn't drink as much, and I didn't have going to the yard sales with a headache sucks.
Larry, I talked to Larry, LL Stash there, yesterday at Walmart. And the reason I stayed home today, Larry, is because the app was all messed up yesterday, and I don't know if they fixed it. I ain't gonna go all the way there to find out.
How are you going to find out? Just ask somebody who's doing it.
Yeah, some of the other people that do it will tell us.
Yeah, and it's true, dude. Because when the door was open earlier, I saw Marsha walk by.
Yeah, we just took the day off. It's rare, but we did it. I'm sure the app is fine today.
All right, Mike. What's the good news and the bad news? I just have to sneak into Tennessee. I go under the bridge at Ardmore. There's 2 liquor stores on the right, and then I can drive right back into Alabama. That's it. Larry says they haven't said it's fixed yet. Because Alabama
they haven't said it yet. No.
Alabama has the 4th highest liquor taxes in the nation. So Tennessee does not. And I was planning on going there. I think I'm going to Nashville tomorrow. Somebody.
My hall pass. What the hell's a hall pass?
What topic do we need to talk?
There isn't one.
Yeah. What the hell? That causes nothing but trouble.
My hall pass is sitting out in the living room right now.
I love it when somebody puts a Denali extended, the long Denali in a damn compact parking place. So he's killing 3 parking. He's killing 3 parking spaces with that one vehicle, or she is.
At one time, when I was younger, before I was married, it would have been. And now you guys are going to laugh. There is somebody in this chat who could guess. It would have been Crystal Gale.
Crystal Gale.
Yeah, that long hair, man. Not today, but back in the day.
Compact shots should be illegal. You're damn right.
What's that? I can't see the chat.
Compact spots should be illegal.
Well, see,
they even had them.
For those that's not in tune to it, a business has to have so many parking spaces to meet county zoning or city zoning or whatnot.
Christy Yamaguchi maybe too.
And so they're trying to put, these big medical buildings on these small pieces of land, and then they have these small, tiny ass parking spaces that this Mazda will hardly go into without hitting somebody's car.
Sounds like you need to learn how to drive.
No, I just don't care to go out anymore.
If you put on your reading glasses, you can see the lines better.
These are prescriptions, dude. Bruh.
Did he just say bra?
Bruh. That's what my son said to me first thing this morning. He said, "What time did you get home last night?" I said, "About 2:00 in the morning." He said, "Bruh, what are you doing out so late?" And I'm like, "I'm sitting in a damn vet's emergency room."
Well, it's 9:08, and I could have sworn I could have ran it on longer than that. What the hell?
So you're gonna have Friday night? You're gonna do a Politico?
It's a whatever echo.
He's whatever echo.
Yeah.
Is tomorrow the debate?
We could talk. Yes, tomorrow night. We can talk about Anunnaki. We can talk about anything.
Talk about what?
The Anunnaki.
What the hell is that?
Oh, well, tune in Friday night and you'll find out.
a lot of people believe that race of, I guess, aliens or whatever built the pyramids, and some craziness about the pyramids were power structures, and they launched a war against each other, and an atomic war that wiped out atomic like war that wiped out a lot of life on the planet and all this. Yeah, there's a guy I keep finding on the internet. He's a doctorate of something. He's a black guy who talks about all this stuff, and I'm like, it makes my head hurt to think about all that mess. Can't think of his name. I'll write it down next time I see him. Hey,
He
Glenn,
probably got a federal grant to write that theory.
no, he's pretty much anti-government. I don't think they're.
Or is it-
Well, maybe he got a grant to say he was anti-government.
Yeah.
It makes it more believable.
I still hadn't even listed this thing yet. I looked over there. I'm like, this thing should be listed.
See that? You're not even following your own advice.
So what are you reading now, Scott? Sorry, you probably already talked about it, but
Zero. Not this Monday, but so you got a week and a half to read Peter Thiel's 0 to 1.
okay.
It is. This one's all because of Josh Galt. So this is Josh Galt's fault. Josh Galt's fart too. You can be his fart too. Yeah, this thing is not in my draft, so there you go.
Well, that's the problem. It should have
If I
been
would put it in my draft,
bank.
would be that close to being listed. It was on sale the other day. I bought it on Amazon for $5. Downloaded, so
Audiobook.
yeah. I don't know if it'll show you the price of it, because I already own it. Zero to 1, Peter Thiel. It doesn't show me the price. It just shows them up. They had a bunch of them on sale the last few weeks. So one of the suggestions from all mine they had was Buy Back Your Time. Has anybody read Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell? I'm gonna put it on the wish list. No, it's
What's it
already on
about?
the wish list. The cheapest place and this do you even listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I can tell you, my brother-in-law just went to the box factory I used to work for. They're selling him, what was it, 6x6x4 boxes for 29 cents a piece. I don't know.
Supply
If that's
Hut,
a
use
great
code
deal.
Bearded.
But Supply Hut, use code Bearded.
Supply Hut, use code Bearded. Generally the cheapest.
But if you have a local box factory, try it. I mean, that's pretty convenient if you got one close. They didn't used to sell to the general public, but they are now. So
Walmart's the most expensive.
yeah, Walmart's like 59 cents. Well, they used to be for the 6x6x6 boxes. Good boxes. And I'll use them in a pinch, but
Doug said you're looking like a mob boss today.
Who, me?
Yeah.
if you notice,
No, he's in the driver's seat. If he was a mob boss, somebody be driving him around.
That's right. I'd be back in that seat back there. You never sit behind the driver.
So Ping G said it, and she's right. If you need local, or Granger has decent price on boxes. If you've got a Granger, Supply Hut has gotten really fast with shipping though. If you ordered them today, they'd be there Friday for the most places. Kent said it looks like you ate a mob boss.
Who said that?
Kent said it looks like you ate a mob boss.
Yeah, well, Kent's an asshole, so that don't matter.
That's true. Kent said you got to make sure you set up an account with Granger. So it takes a minute to set up an account, but it's probably worth it.
I would still look for a local other two. The worst thing they can say is no, we don't sell to the general public. But he walked into the front office.
For most boxes, it is Supply Hut is the
it.
cheapest, especially with the another 5% off. And if you sign up for an account there, once a month they'll send you an email saying, "Hey, for the next 2 days, we're running a sale 15% off the whole store." I've seen those once a month for like the last 4 or 5 months, which that's generally when I'll buy what I need. But there is one exception. I use a lot of the 1044 boxes. Those things are 100 of them are anywhere from 55 to 63 on eBay or any of the websites. But if the Boxery is selling those on Amazon for 30. Let me order another set right now. They're selling them on because I'm gonna need some more. They're selling them on Amazon for $39.99, which is the cheapest they put their 1044. And that's an amazing. I'm telling you, the 1044 box is amazing. It is better than the 864 because it falls into the smaller category cubic. I've saved a lot of money by using a 1044 box. A lot of stuff goes in that.
All right, my bride's headed down from her doctor's appointment. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Make some money.
Peace out.
Now if I can get out of this thing.
Let's see if it's still please still be $39. They hadn't fixed it. They have not. It's still $39.99. Oh, that's $39.50. Let's buy them again. Place your order.
How does 1044 come out smaller than 864? Aren't they the same?
No.
You add the sides and get
no. So you've never okay, so here's a learning. So somebody marked this. This is actually a learning part of the show. We don't have these very often. So somebody, if you can bookmark it in the chat, learning section begins here. To calculate the cubic, it's length times width times height divided by 1284. And so Chernock's already got you there. Because you're going 8 times 6 times 4 is more than 10 times 4 times 4.
Okay.
So that means they fall in different. And remember, the cubic is 0 to 0.1 on that calculation, 0.11 to 0.19, 0.2 or whatever. But each tenth of up to 0.5 is where the cubic ends. And so there's a different rate series for each tenth that you go up. Come on, Chris. Chris says we should learn this math in 5th grade. Dude, you live in West Virginia. Don't be trying to teach us anything. Y'all didn't even learn to brush your teeth yet. Come on. Oh, is it 70-20? What have I always said? 70. He's an Eastern Panhandle. What does your driver's license say? It says West Virginia. You get lumped in. I live in a metropolitan area in Alabama, and everybody says that that I married my sister because I live in Alabama. When I live in a beautiful city, so you don't at all. You don't get a count. If I'm in Alabama, you're in West Virginia. Damn it. Yeah, but so whenever I'm doing shipping, the 1244 and the 864 are the same, but the 1044 falls. I don't live in LA. I've been to LA many times, and I like LA, but I live 10 miles from Tennessee, which does not say anything. I know, Chris, you've told me this already. Last time I made a West Virginia joke, you told me that. I think you've got that on copy paste somewhere. Yeah, somebody said West Virginia again. Zoop. But it's a when you're shipping, So remember, so pirate ship, for the most part, pirate ship from 8 out of 10 items, pirate ship is going to be the same rates as you get, but there is a ground advantage cubic which saves you money. eBay does not do. They do cubic priority shipping cubic. They don't do ground advantage cubic. And so, in order to take advantage of that, eBay, and Amazon, and pirate ship both do. So, I'll give you a little bit of a discount. And that 1044 box is, it is saved. So get it for 40 cents a box, which is pretty cheap. And then it's the most used box I have. Tamara, I've never seen a Tamara. If they have, it's something recent. I've never seen it. All right, the next one. Do I have anything today that's going to go? I don't have anything selling. I shipped on my eBay yesterday. I sold something overnight. What did I sell? I can't remember. I have 2 things to ship. Yeah, a movie and a video game. A game, a 3DS game without the cartridge. Neither one of them are going to go. One of them's going to go media, and the other one's going to go 4 ounces. So neither one of them are going to count.
I don't have any shipping. Remember that 4-lens 3D camera? I sold it. It came back because the shutter didn't work every time. So I relisted the camera, and I relisted the flash separately. I sold that flash yesterday for $55. So even the accessories for those things do really well.
Did you try to put any like compressed air or anything in there to kind of? It's probably just
no. I listed it for parts. It sells more for parts than what I paid for it, so I'm okay selling it that way.
I bet
and I got $55 for the flash, so it could be a simple thing. Every 8th click or so, it doesn't want to fire.
Because I had a small Sony camera that the lens, when you would turn it off, would get stuck every now and then, and the one part would close and the other half stay open, and it ended up being just some dust. And
I hesitate to spray deoxit into the lens area of a camera. I don't know how that would do.
So I was going to say that, Ken, that was my first, but then I'm like, you know what, compressed air might be the first answer to knock some dust out. So in this, it's on 5 things.
Deoxit's expensive too. But
I think you should sleep more on this one. Moral of the story: if you sold 5 things while you're asleep, go back to sleep. How did I increase my sales? I went back to sleep.
I bet you those 5 things were in her draft bank.
eBay said, you know what, you're resting, and we're going to reward you for being a loyal eBay seller and a listing for 10 days straight. We're going to sell things out of your draft bank and cover the call and cover any returns or anything. So congratulations. Go back to sleep. Said no one ever. $17.28, not $12.84. All right, John. So I have it bookmarked so that I can remember. I just too lazy to look at it. I got most of the numbers right. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. And this, I was going to get an Aura ring, but then I found this at the yard sale.
What is an Aura ring?
Aura. It is one of those that's tracks all the same, a lot of the same stuff that your watch does, but it's a ring instead. It's the engagement ring that Harlan wears.
Speaking of rings, I need to
Flip it good. Can I put a link to the boxes? Yes. Takes me a minute to get there because I am slow. All right, there's your a link to the $39.50 for 100 the 1044 box. And yes, it's an affiliate link. Everybody who uses the link, I make a nickel. Yes, a nickel. I'm really good at this. Y'all should pay attention to everything I do. I'm really good at this. Nickel.
Temu invited me to be in their influencer program. What, they must not really watch my YouTube channel.
And they're desperate.
I thought about it. You get free stuff.
Yeah, so I've used those boxes now for. I think it tells you how many times you've ordered it. Let's see. You've purchased this 4 times, and that was just the 5th one. I just bought it. So this will be numbers. So I've used almost. When those new ones, I've got 25 left in the stack. Plus I bought down 20. So I've got 52 left. So I've used. What does that make? 348, 448, whatever it is, in the last 2 months. That's the 12.4. So I do like the 12.44, but they're a little more expensive. But the air pillows I've got lay down in it and wrap around something. So if it's a little longer, it gives a little more. But it's more expensive to ship, and so I'll use the 10.44 a lot faster than I'll use it. What are you making, some kind of watch graveyard over there?
Just playing.
All right, Larry. See you, man. Oh, you're just saying that you're repeating. Never mind. Hang around. Somebody give me a topic. It's not political because we don't want to ruin the Friday show. We want it to be amazing. All right, so we're going to record the podcast today. So is there any phrase? I need to start doing that. Have y'all seen the videos of the weatherman he'll put lyrics to rap songs or songs in general in his weather forecast? I need to do that. I need to come up with a song and then a whole bunch of the lyrics and just have them sitting here and just throughout the podcast make a comment with the lyrics of the song. Oh, I saw you too, RG. Roll Tide, RG. You got to be sad, RG. Y'all said, oh my God, Saban's gone, and y'all brought this dude in from Washington. He can't recruit the South. He can't recruit the South. Meanwhile, War Ducks down there.
Didn't we do a show 4 years ago on election night? I remember that. Was that us?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go well.
You saw
Chris the Goose was on. I remember that show.
Yeah, no, we did.
I remember that now that you mention it.
Yeah.
It sounds like somebody's outside, like a car or something, but it's a plane. Yeah, because what was the last one I saw? One of those rap songs. That dude's funny. I think he's out west. The weatherman's out west. Right, Larry. Okay, so it was fun until this happened. You know, we were going along. Trump was winning, and then that happened. We all went to sleep. They claimed the water main busted, and they started. Then they
Friday night.
An easier schedule than who, Chris? Have you looked at our freaking schedule? We go to Wisconsin. Then the next, they're going to be ranked, and then the next week we come home and Georgia, likely the number 1 team, maybe number 2. It's Bowman with double-digit loss. What does that mean? Who's Bowman? They make baseball cards.
Yes, some very good ones. Depending on the year.
Yeah, but a member of the squad did lose their primary last night. The guy who pulled the fire handle, that dude.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Well, yeah, it's no wonder.
Is that the guy? Okay. Fire alarm Bowman. Okay. I mean, I'm back. I had temporary. I was talking to Chris, and his West Virginia rolled all to my Alabama, and it was a terrible mess. But I'm back. I'm back.
Accidentally pulled the fire alarm.
And they did nothing to him. That's what I'm talking about. Consequences.
That is a federal crime, isn't it? If you
It
pull
is.
a fire, well, at least it's got to be at least a local crime to pull a fire alarm, especially in a federal building. Oof. If that happened, I want anybody who supports anybody who's in that political party to go to your nearest federal office and pull the fire alarm, and then wait there and see what happens. Just see. Or any political party. Just if you're a member of any of those. Just do
Mark,
it.
it's like 9:30 in the morning, dude. What are you doing still asleep?
I am not, by the way, advocating that you commit a crime. Just saying that. See why
It doesn't matter. Well, okay, you're in the wrong party because you know it seems that when you're attorney general and you advocate for killing someone, they don't do anything to you either.
But he did, in the end, ultimately pay the price for that decision. He lost his primary by double digits. So the voters, said, okay.
All right, Chastity.
That's enough.
Have a good work meeting. We're going to continue our work meeting here for another few minutes until I decide to hit the button. I could be talking in a sentence just like this and it ends and you don't even know it. That's just a psych. I'm just getting you prepared. Was it Friday night? Was it? They were still talking Friday night. And Todd's like, yeah, he ended it. Tom's like, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, he ended it a minute ago. Tom was right in the middle of explaining something. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. Even drunk me is not ready to listen to this. We're out here. Todd's not paying attention to us. He's in somebody else's chat carrying on.
I got a question for everybody since we're kind of slow right now. This is a little. It's from 1910. It's the ship cafe from Venice, California. It was an actual ship, and it was up until the 40s. But what do you call this dish? This style with this little. My wife said trinket dish, so I can list it.
Mini toilet bowl.
It kind of looks like a toilet bowl, doesn't it? Anybody know?
Okay, so speaking of toilet bowls, so here I'm a caring individual. So I am at a store last night, and I'm like,
Hash bowl? I don't think that's right, is it?
I'm
I
at a
should have
store
said
like
serious answers.
so. This is a little Hot Wheels truck. I was at a store last night, and I sent John a message. I'm like, dude, when I imagine you driving around Las Vegas, I imagine you drive around in a truck just like this. That's a Hot Wheels truck with a toilet seat for the bed. I'm like, that's it right there. When I think of flipping ain't
Hey, what do you
easy, I
do?
think of driving a truck with a big crapper on the back of it.
I don't see how it'd be a cigar thing.
How many of those ice cream toilet seats did he buy?
I think he said like 46.
Wow.
Oh yeah, did y'all see my feet? Oh wait, you know it's a great picture when you get your toes in it. There you go. And no, I didn't say camel toes in it.
I purposely, when I'm taking pictures of the groceries, when I'm sitting at people's door, put my feet in the picture just because it's funny. It's hilarious.
You try looking it up with Google Lens?
Yeah. It keeps the cigar at an angle for slower burning. I would believe that, but there's no indention up here for, to set the cigar down. But it could be.
I've never seen one like it.
No, I've never seen one either. This was $1 at that same yard sale I got the Indian artifact at. Might have been $0.25. But I looked it up, and this Ward McFadden proprietor only owned the restaurant for like 2 years, so I was able to date it. But
RG, just
can't
because
find
you paint
another
your
bowl like it.
toenails, just because you paint your toenails doesn't mean I paint mine.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Kent. I'm just saying there's no indention. I could look at. I mean, I'm looking at cigar. Would you call it an ashtray?
Chris says it's an opium bowl. Tom agrees, ashtray. Peyote.
I mean, I just don't know what the right terminology is.
RG, I'm not listening to you anymore. You don't even put your face in your own videos. How can you make videos and all you see is your hands? What are you scared of? Do you look like what's his name? The Hunchback of Notre Dame or something? Is that what it is? And you don't want us to see?
Ring dish. I thought of that too. It's definitely not an opium bowl.
Yeah, my first thought was ring dish, but I think it's too big. I do watch them whenever they show up. Man, the last time I watched one of your videos, you got me looking for coffee in my damn stores, and there was none in my stores. It pissed me off.
Yeah, he's got some good clearances in his Walmarts. I'm in
You need
Walmart
six-
every day, and I can't find that same stuff.
You need 6 of them or whatever the hell that was you were doing, and you were picking up the wrong ones, and I'm like, damn, how am I supposed to learn anything when he can't even figure it out, and he's standing there looking at it? What the hell? So if you're looking for Walmart clearance, check out RG. All his videos are about Walmart clearance. Yeah, they don't have that stuff around here.
He seems to like be able to walk into a Walmart and coffee magically seems to be on clearance every time. And I go and I check it. It's like never on clearance. So my Walmarts never have good clearance anymore. None of them. They're just, it's not even worth it.
But don't drink coffee before you go live. Don't drink coffee. It makes you go boo boo.
Yeah, hidden clearance maybe, but not regular clearance.
Only reason I got even this good clearance behind me is because the store's remodeling. Other than that, I wouldn't have got it.
Maybe cigar dish. I'd love selling it too, RG, if I could find it.
See what you done, Todd? RG's not showing his face, only showing hands because of you. What the hell? You didn't think you were an influencer, but you're an influencer.
I am.
Timu thinks I'm an influencer. And then some other company wanted to give me a free microphone. I almost
RG said his Walmarts are dry. My Walmarts are moist.
My Walmarts are crusty.
Where are the dogs? So Joni's not feeling great, so they're both in there with her. I think she's got a kidney stone.
Yeah, I'll put it as a cigar dish. I mean, that seems to make the most sense. But even then, I don't know.
Larry said you influence him daily to gamble. Can you believe that?
Huh.
He's been winning a lot lately too, which pisses me off.
It's too hot too, Anissa. Phoebe leaves the door open. You know how hot it is? I can't, she's not trained to close the door. She's just trained to bust into it.
I put it. I'm looking up cigar rest because you would rest your cigar on that. It's not necessarily an ashtray.
Anissa, look at the screen. Are you ready?
Beast. I don't understand why people don't like that particular word. It's my wife does not like that particular word either, and I don't understand why. It's not. It's just a word.
Just in case that one's not good for you, you can. That's the oldest version. Mega moist. This is the conditioner, white top. Mega moist. Dun, dun, dun.
Mega moist.
Oh hell! The man, the myth, the crapper truck himself. That was a good one. I've got it. I bought it. I've got a bunch of bags over there. It's in one of them. I need to send you the crapper truck.
Somebody started talking toilet seats, and look who came.
We got too many.
Yeah, they asked how many. Didn't you buy like 46 of them? 46?
No, there's like what, 70?
Oh shit, 70. Sorry.
Hey, John, I'll trade you 500 toothbrush holders for one toilet seat. Okay.
You got it. When you gonna come pick them up?
I'm telling you, since they're orange, you need to advertise them as glow in the dark so that people can see them in the dark. I guess they're having those kind of. They don't.
I don't think they are. I'd get an INAD.
Run a deal of the day. That's the only good thing about Amazon is once you've had if you've got a large number of stuff, you can do a lightning and sell a lot of stuff.
I have so much stuff to pick up. It's not even funny. I'm not even sure where I'm going to put it. But it's good stuff.
Steve, Tom said check Cherry Peak for Ship Cafe Venice and something sees one that's over $80. So,
right. And what is it showing up as a cigar thing?
I don't know. Just go.
You
can't do everything for you.
I'm just asking a question before I go into it. I'll go into it right now.
Tom, I am so sorry for the disrespect. He can't even type it in. That's terrible.
I'm doing it right now. I don't want to hear anymore.
It'd have been so much better if you worked today. What the hell?
I know. I'm looking at it.
Chris is saying they're calling it an ashtray.
I don't even want any more help. I'm done. No more help. I'll list it for $80 if it sells for that.
What'd you pay for, $1?
Probably a quarter. I don't remember. Maybe 50 cents. You know, when you see something like that at a yard sale and it's old and you know it's old and it has the word prop on it, proprietor, you know, they don't use that term anymore. So you know it's old. So if it's 50 cents or a quarter, $1, I'm going to pick it up.
And next thing you're going to do is make Tom list it for you and send you a draft to your draft bank.
I think what I'll do is list it as an ashtray. There it is. I found it. Thank you. $80. Wish plus shipping. 1910s, 1920s. That one's a little bit different than mine. It doesn't have the guy's name on it, so I can date mine to 1910 for sure. I don't have worth Mike Kent. But I'll still look
John,
up.
have you come up with a topic yet for the podcast?
No idea. We usually don't have a topic. We just wing
It's
it.
the, So if you're not subscribed to the Pretty Pickers podcast, check it out.
Just woke up to a bureau. Isn't that nice?
Damn.
3 peckers.
So they're listing it also as a okay. It's interesting that mine has the name on it and theirs don't.
All right, for those of you who are wondering, this is the channel for the and it's an affiliate link, so you have to go donate $10 if you're going to use this link. That's to the podcast. It's me, Josh, and John. It comes out sometime on Saturdays.
Saturday morning.
Sometimes it comes out at midnight. Other times it comes out at 9 a.m. Eastern. Like
One time.
The consensus seems to be ashtray. So
hey,
that's what
I was messing with you last Friday night. Did you get your message on the podcast comments?
No.
Somebody took me up on it. Kent did. Kent put on there talking about fix the logo. I'm like, Kent, put a comment on the podcast talking about the logo looks funny.
Hey, I thought I did a pretty good job. You can't tell until that one moment. If I didn't say anything, no one would notice.
Three Peckers Pickers. Yeah, that's right.
So they want to know what's your shirt, John. What's your Hawaii shirt say?
This is super bad. Remember that, McLovin?
I never watched that one.
You ever watch Super Bad?
Wow. I have not.
Come on.
I don't watch any movies. I sent him a message too.
Yeah, I'm not much of a movie watcher myself. My wife watches a lot, but I do not.
I'm old now. I'll just fall asleep. Straight up. If I'm in the recliner that long, I have to sit still, I'll be out.
Yeah.
Super Bad is classic to people who are younger than Scott and I.
Is it single stitch? Okay, Mark is saying that. I don't have to say it.
Super Bad didn't come out. When did Super Bad come out? You know?
What?
90s, right? No, 2000s. In the 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s, I think.
So it wouldn't be single stitch, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Lawrence. I generally promote listings 9%. With the cat food, you really need to understand what kind of items you sell. Not everything needs to be promoted. A lot of things do. The more competition you have, the more promoted listings will work for you.
Unless they're in your draft bank, then you can promote them at 100%.
Yeah, at 100% in the draft bank, but once they leave your draft bank, and then you might want to lower that a little bit. But I use 9. A lot of so I would tell you the minimum is 2. There's a ton. I would bet the vast majority of people do 2 because they are so scared of spending money. And so if you go a little higher than 2, I think you're ahead of most people.
That's why I do 3, because I know most people are doing 2.
I have a tendency to sell higher competition items. Doing retail arbitrage. A lot of my stuff is retail arbitrage on eBay. And so get ahead of the pack on the top of the list.
So Kent says Superbad came out in 2007.
Yeah.
I have a hard time thinking of anything from 2007 as classic or vintage or old. My mind doesn't work that way because that's not that long ago to me.
In 2007, I wasn't a classic yet. I'm a classic now.
Yeah, I'm vintage.
No, we're not vintage yet from 2007. Not yet. Not yet.
I know it was 20 years ago. Well, it was not quite, but
not quite.
It just
20.
doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like it.
I'm closer to antique than vintage.
What is antique? 80? 75.
I think it's
100, isn't
100.
it? Depends on what it is. Cars antique sooner.
Lag wasn't even born yet, right, Eric?
I never watched Some Like It Hot either, by the way. I don't watch movies. The last movie I saw in a theater was Twister.
It's so like it.
All right, so somebody come up. Since John doesn't have a topic for the podcast, somebody give us a topic. What do y'all want us to talk about today?
There was some eBay news I saw, but I can't remember what it was now.
What?
I don't know, something Rockstar covered.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry about that.
Man, this is too, man. We can't be disrespected like this much longer.
That was not a phone. That was not a phone call, though. That was an
gonna have to
alarm that I set every day for, fixing my Walmart Spark will only let me go to 11 o'clock, and from 7 to 11, and I can go 11 to 3. So that's my alarm to set it till 3.
American Honey says how to make money without selling your soul. Josh's soul is Canadian. Does that make it worth less?
Isn't Canadian
Conversion
Canadian,
rate. Oh yeah.
You get a
Canadian is
discount
worth
because it's
much.
Canadian.
What's the conversion rate?
It's been like 75 cents on the dollar.
I don't know. My wife was telling me she bought some shampoo soap, bar shampoo. I don't know. Some weird shit that her mom
Pink says
used.
she watched. I'm not saying
Canada.
that. Pink says she watched a video. A couple in the UK allowing the buyer to select the carrier.
Can't they
I
do
don't have a
that
problem
anyway?
with that. If they want to pay more for it, I don't have a problem with that. But if they think that I'm gonna give them free shipping and they get to pick it, they don't. Those things do not coexist. So Ping, I thought it was pretty interesting the other day that you said that you were in the audience for Sanford and Son.
That is pretty cool.
That is crazy cool, Ping.
Audience, like live studio audience type thing.
Yeah.
This Sanford and Son is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
They had no
I don't
laugh
think
tracks
it's-
back then.
Yeah, when you got this Red Fox carried on, that would.
Audience for Home Improvement.
Oh, Home
Still
Improvement.
live
Still-
studio.
Okay.
Either
That's
way,
still a good
that's
one.
still pretty cool. Sanford and Son would have been a little cooler, maybe slightly.
See, it was on either Tom or Todd's show, and I was only half paying attention.
Do they even have live studio audiences anymore for anything?
Defying the summer. That's not bad. Just defying the summer slowdown. How to beat the heat. Hey, write that title down there, John. You're always wanting a title.
We were last week, man.
Usually make the title afterwards, depending on where the conversation goes. Then we'll make the title.
We got to do something to make Josh get fired up earlier, though.
Because I can't talk about a summer slowdown. I had a $930 day yesterday.
And didn't sell one shitter.
No.
I made $30-some yesterday.
That's the truth.
So how much of that was your new inventory that you're picking up?
None of it. Picked that up yesterday. Found some good stuff in there. Actually, there's supposed to be 2 DJI drones in there, and they actually gave me a third one. So
Which model?
the Mini 3, and I listed those. I listed the Mini 3 last night. I actually had to test it. The drone was taking a charge. The battery, when you put it in, was taking a charge, and when you try to turn it on, it wouldn't turn on. So there's a problem with the drone body. But people are selling the drone bodies for parts or repair for $150, and some were just thrashed that were sold. So I have the battery separate. I've got the controller separate. I have the drone separate. That's like $500 total. It's like the same price I'd sell the whole thing for as a set if it worked.
Larry wants to know how many drafts have you sold today?
How many
So I
drafts?
use you an example. So I talked about drafts and how the people. I got 5 minutes to explain this before I hit the auto eject. You hear so many people going, I did my drafts today so I can list 5. And I'm like, and they were talking about their draft bank, how they have so many in their draft bank, and they think that eBay is going to reward them if they slowly let those out over time versus go ahead and put them up for sale. And eBay doesn't make any money in your draft bank. So that's a good point, and that may be a good topic to start with today. Is if you want to understand how you should run your eBay store and the things, if you've got to make a decision about whether it's going to work well on eBay or not, or how to handle this or that, keep in the back of your mind, does eBay make money on it? Remember, they're a corporate. Whether you agree with, I'm not saying whether you agree with them making money on promoted listing. I'm just saying in general. So there were people questioning, do I sell $100 item and then put 10% promoted on it? So that's, so it costs you $10. Or I just sell it at 90. And I would tell you the difference in those is you would have much better results at 100 plus promoted, because eBay makes money on the more money on the 100 than they do on the 90 because of the promoted listing. Even though you
get better exposure too, you get better placement, and what a lot of people don't think about is the non-search related placement that you get. So, if you're promoting that item, you'll pop up in someone else's listing, or you'll pop up in that screen where we all hate, where they buy the item and that same item pops up at a lower price, right? We see that item causing customer confusion. These are all non-search related promoted placements.
I think we spend way too much time chasing an algorithm that we have absolutely no idea how it works. And
but it's Amazon's the same way. Amazon's the same way, except it's more focused on price and how to trigger the algorithm based on. It's more a factor of it's just price over there. It's a little easier to deal with because it's.
But if you just use common sense when you're listing, you're gonna have better results than trying to figure out how an algorithm works.
But Steve, you know how it works. eBay,
I know how it works.
Sure. Money. Well, no, the eBay's trying to make money, and they're going to reward those sellers who are willing to give them more money. It makes sense.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
Also items that are in more demand,
if all you're out there to do is list, you're going to have less chance of selling. Is my opinion. You can list as much as you want.
That's not wrong, though.
The algorithm.
So if you're going to list 50,000, that's not wrong. I mean, it becomes a number at that point. Well, it becomes a number game.
I considered, getting into these baseball cards. There's a program I can buy. It's Card Dealer Pro, and it'll pretty much do all the work for you. Yeah, it is a good point. Ignore the algorithm. Just do what you do. Make common sense decisions. You'll sell more. But I was thinking about you can have a store with 50,000 listings. I was thinking about doing that with these baseball cards.
But I'm got a point, though.
Probably going to do it.
If you ignore trying to focus on the algorithm and do a lot of things to do, why do I promote? I'm not promoting listings for the algorithm. I'm promoting listings because I know advertising works in every other market in this world. I mean, look at advertising sales, and any kind of exposure and that kind of stuff. So. It's common sense things versus worrying about whether it's an eBay algorithm.
So I know I talk about doing Walmart Spark, and those people are worried about the algorithm too. They'll park in a certain spot in the parking lot because they think that gets them more offers. It doesn't. You can park anywhere you want. It doesn't matter. Now, the closer you are to the store, if you're 2 miles away, you're not going to get the offers as much as you will if you're in the parking lot. But it's not that specific that you guys park in a certain specific parking spot. And it's the same mentality when it comes to eBay. You don't have to park in a certain parking spot. Do what makes you money. Don't listen to everybody else saying this, that, and the other thing about how you should list. Do what makes you.
Hey, that's
money.
a good topic.
Well, you just got to look at it in terms of what eBay wants. You know, you
Right.
wake up every morning and you go into your seller hub, and your seller hub tells you ship out these items, accept these offers. You have offers to watchers, right? And you should be trying to, all the tasks that are in red, you need to be handling, right? eBay's telling you something. These are things that eBay wants you to do. And, eBay wants you to give them more money. And we all know that. If you're
Makes
not
sense.
promoting, you're just putting yourself, everything's about competition. So, okay, so you're not promoting. I'm willing to bet your competition is. So are you okay with that? Are you okay with not getting as much exposure as your competition on that particular item, whatever it may be? I'm not. I can tell you that.
I promote everything. I don't care what it is. Even this thing, I'm going to promote it. And it's not because I think somebody's going to click on a promoted listing for this particular item, but it's going to show up when somebody searches Venice Beach postcards or Venice Beach this or Venice Beach that.
I'm
It's gonna
sending
show up as
offers to
opposed
watchers.
okay, I might be the only guy on there with this, but
What
I'm gonna
percentage should I
promote it
send?
because it's coming up in other areas.
So what percentage of y'all, when you're sending offers to buyers, what do y'all send?
Say again?
What percentage do you send when you send
For me, it
offers to
depends on
buyers?
the item.
I'll give them
Depends
10
on
to
the item.
20% off, depending on what, how long I've had it listed. If I just listed it last night and I'm getting offers in the next morning, I'll go, about 10%. If I've had
You send offers
All right,
immediately like that, like the next
So I
day?
have 6 of them that are on the list,
and I can do that.
and all 6 of them are stuff I listed yesterday. So 10%. There it goes. Let's see what happens.
So I think that's a good plan. Start at 10%. Maybe the next time you do it, 20%. And the next time, it depends on how old it is. So now I do it based on whatever the item is. If I've had it a long time, I might even go 50%.
So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of? So Timothy, what kind of cloths do you sell? Like diaper cloths or rags? What kind of
I
cloths?
think he sells washcloths.
So washcloths.
Mhm. There are occasions where you're going to get sales without a promotion. I might list that ashtray without promotion and it might sell the next day if somebody happens to be looking for that item or you're the only guy with it. But I'm still promoting it because, like I said, it's going to come up in other areas of eBay in related search terms.
Okay, so I can tell you that I've always just done 5, 6, or 7 and never had any success with it. And then yesterday I decided, you know what? I'm gonna up my game and do 10%. And I sold one of the items yesterday at a 10%. So
See you, Ping.
see you, Ping. Peace. We ain't gonna be here much longer. This show ends at 10 o'clock. Oops. Sorry about that.
I get so Junk Trader says she never sends she feels like she's annoying the buyer when she sends offers. I don't believe that. I get offers in my inbox all the time. In my email all the time from things I just looked at.
Yeah.
I didn't even attempt to purchase or make a offer or put it in my watch list or anything. And is it annoying? A little bit, but if I don't want that thing, I'm just going to ignore the email anyway. So I don't think but there are specific people out there who put things in their watch list hoping the price goes down.
I
And
make this. Actually got a compliment. It's a good way. Larry, that's why I did it. Maybe if it affects one person in the way they think, it is an example of how people overthink eBay, and they do. I couldn't have said that better myself.
I go back to John, Grumpy John, talking about his jeans when he first started, and he kept it simple. It was the same price for everything, same shipping price for everything, and he sold a lot of
shipping
jeans.
method, same everything. They
So,
just plow
now, I'm
through.
not saying that you should do that with your items, but I'm saying keep it simple, and you're gonna, I have the same listing strategy for every single item. I don't overthink it. It's all simple. Buyers aren't really reading lengthy AI descriptions, so I don't use that. And they're wrong anyway. Most
So
of the time.
Chris will annoy the shit out of buyer. You also annoy the shit out of your YouTube subscribers because I tried to tune into the Reseller Information Network and none of y'all were talking. I'm like, if I'm gonna look at
Oh, I hate
silent
dead air.
screen, I'll stare at the cabinet some more. What the hell?
I hate dead air. I went to, a lot of you folks may know or not, but I went to college for communications, and I did the radio broadcast on, what was it, Saturday mornings? I was the Saturday morning DJ. And dead air is your worst enemy. Hate dead
I was
air.
working too, and I demand to be entertained. Damn it! Damn, I made it. Woohoo!
I can tell you that when I was doing offers on a daily basis, I was making more sales. It just makes sense. People would buy off those offers.
No, so
And
that's
you
a great
can
example.
you can also automatically send an offer. You click a box in there. It says, do you want to automatically send this offer to the next person who looks at this? And you can do it. You can automate the whole system doing it that
Should
way.
have done that. So Larry, you're all of a sudden making good comments. It's almost like you're trying to be a reseller. What the hell? So no, it's 100% correct. Josh will tell you. Just watch his last videos. You know, it will drive you nuts trying to figure it out and because there's so much random in it that you can't account for, and there's so much out of
There are people.
If you know you're doing the right thing, if you know you're doing everything you can do, if you're promoting correctly, you're pricing correctly, and you're keeping your business in check, there's a lot of it that you're going to have to accept that's out of your control. It's with the economy, it's with the platform, it's with customers, it's with whatever. And so there you go.
I bet you $100 that the people who wrote the algorithm don't even know how the algorithm completely works. It's a computer program that
they've added to over time. Yeah,
sure. It's not. It's what makes us the most money. What appeals to the buyer the most. That kind of thing.
Well, they know what it's supposed to do, but they don't sell on the platform, so they don't really understand the impact that it has on sellers.
I think you're correct.
But it's not. It's like writing a program and letting that program do what that program does. They don't have to understand. They don't even understand the ins and outs of it. It's just a program that does what it's supposed to do. That's it.
So it's a lot of the same. So whereas you've got people at eBay who are not sellers and who, that's why there'll be some ups and downs with the platform, because they'll be making changes to the algorithm and the way best match and stuff works. And they don't understand the consequences because they're not sellers. It's the same thing that if you watch YouTubers who are not truly resellers and it'll make your business go to hell, you probably shouldn't do that either.
I think YouTubers can be a great resource.